Have you ever heard of the charity Invisible Children?
No.
Well, I'm willing to bet that you have. I'm also willing to bet that you spent 30 minutes of your time last year completely devoted to them. Did you watch that Kony 2012 video last year? Well, me and 98 million other YouTube users watched that video, which was made by Invisible Children. However, some of the public was upset with how they used the donations they received from that video. So today I'm going to tell you what Invisible Children is, why the public was upset, and what Invisible Children did to respond. So what is Invisible Children? They are a charity based out of California whose sole mission is to end the LRA. They want to bring the invisible visible. The LRA stands for the Lord's Resistance Army. They're a rebel group in Africa, and they are so big that even the U.S. Department of State on their website says that the LRA is the most violent armed group. They say that at the height of the conflict, more than 2 million people in Uganda were displaced from their homes. What the LRA does is they go to people's homes, they take their children and turn them into child army slaves and army members. Invisible Children wants to end the LRA, and they're going to do this with 4 approaches: media, mobilization, recovery, and protection. This is what the Invisible Children organization does. So why was the public upset with them? Well, shortly after the video was released, there was a website created called visiblechildren.com. It was a blog where students could submit essays protesting the Invisible Children for reasons like how they were using their donations. One student from Acadia University said that the group is in favor of direct military intervention and their money supports various military forces. Giving your money to them is not helping. But it wasn't just the students that were upset. Adults like Tim Longland, who was the head chief at the African Studies Center in Boston, he said the video raises good questions. However, it does not portray the Uganda of today. In fact, the Uganda of today is actually very peaceful. He said it was a clever input of dramatic music and video footage. So with these remarks coming from the public, Invisible Children needed to respond with answers. They made a quick response. The first thing they did was they went on their website and made all their financial statements available to the public. You can go there today to invisiblechildren.com and you can see every single thing they spend money on. Here's one of the models that they have. Here they show everyone who wants to know what they spend their money on. They show that 81% of what their money donations come from go to those 4 organizations: mobilization, media, protection, and recovery. They do not hide the fact that a whopping 35% of their funds go to mobilization, which is basically advertising of Invisible Children to show the public what they're doing to gather more fundraising. So they spend 35% of their income on just that alone, which was part of the reason why the public was upset. So they made this very clear and said, look, this is what we spend our money on. The second thing Invisible Children did is they made an appearance on CNN. The CEO Ben Kesey said, "I understand why a lot of people of ours are wondering, is this some slick kind of fly-by-night slavistic thing where actually it's not at all. It's connected to a really deep, thoughtful, very intentional and strategic campaign." So the charity acted upon the protest of the concerns of the public and answered them to the best of their knowledge. So today I've told you that the public was protesting the Invisible Children for how they used the donations from their video. I explained to you what Invisible Children is, why the public was upset, and what Invisible Children did to respond to it. Hopefully now you know more about Kony 2012 and what was involved. It was so much more than just a viral bandwagon video that everyone was sharing on Facebook and YouTube. It was an uprising of the public to a charity that had explanation ready of their unique ways of protecting the children of Africa. Thank you.
Encore. Encore.